Hey everybody, and welcome to episode number 3 of Condish Sound Check. I'm Scott Savage.
And I'm Swade Wade.
And we're continuing our odyssey through Ozzy and his discography, the solo works, so don't worry, Black Sabbath will come soon. This show we are talking about No Rest for the Wicked and No More Tears.
The No albums.
Yeah, the No albums. This was the beginning of Zakk Wylde on guitar.
Yep.
Which, he would go on to become Ozzy's most prolific guitarist, played on the most records, and as everybody knows, as of this recording, with Ozzy doing this being Ozzy's last tour.
Which, by the way, we're going to.
We are going to.
We might do a review, because they sold out real quick.
Yeah. So Zakk Wylde is back in the band. So this is the beginning of the longest Ozzy guitarist run.
It's also
here.
I'm also doing it because these two albums have the same lineup recording wise.
Yes.
It's got Zakk Wylde on guitar, Bob Daisley on bass, and drums is Randy Castillo. Which my opinion,
and John Sinclair on keyboards.
John Sinclair on keyboards, and also it's also worth noting that Mike Inez was the bass and inspiration of No More Tears.
Yes.
So Mike Inez. So I feel like. I'm gonna say now, this was the best Ozzy lineup, period.
Oh, this is my favorite Ozzy lineup. If someone told me to take anybody who was ever in an Ozzy lineup and make your perfect Ozzy lineup, I don't have to do the guesswork. All I gotta do is pick up these two records,
yes,
and say like it happened. I already got it.
It's yeah. So let's do No Rest for the Wicked.
Yes.
If you haven't seen the previous episodes, we're gonna go favorite track, least favorite track, underrated song, and talk about the album. So No Rest for the Wicked.
And see, we actually own it. We own this one.
Yeah.
No Rest for the Wicked, right here.
I don't own the case because I was 13 when I got that, and I was like, I'm going to have a jeweled case of. No, I'm going to have like a CD case of all my CDs.
Yeah.
Throw away the cases. That was not a great idea.
And it's not the worst idea. It's good for travel.
So this game. I almost said movie Endgame. This album came out. October 22nd, 1988, produced by Roy Thomas Baker and Keith Olsen, and yeah,
it's a great album.
It's a really good album.
I mean, Ozzy's it took a while for Ozzy to get like a not that good album. I mean, from Blizzard of Oz up until these two records, just really good. The one thing I dig about this album, as I said with Jake E. Lee, going from Randy Rhoads to Jake E. Lee and then going from Jake E. Lee to Zakk Wylde, is this album feels very different than what Jake E. Lee was doing and what Randy Rhoads was doing.
I feel like this album's more focused.
It definitely is a little more focused. I think
and Ultimate Sin was kind of like all over the place.
I think
the Moon's all over the place.
I think this album was definitely a case of he wanted to go heavier. This one and No More Tears for that matter are, in my opinion, Ozzy's heaviest records of the 80s and technically early 90s. I believe No More Tears came out in like 90 or something.
Yeah.
But Zakk Wylde's guitar playing can't be overstated how amazing Zakk Wylde was for Ozzy. I don't believe, even if Jake E. Lee stuck around, I don't think the records that came afterwards would have been as good as what we got.
What would your favorite song be on this album?
Let's see, because there's a lot of good songs on here. I think my favorite song on this record would actually have to be Breaking All the Rules.
Okay.
That song, it kicks ass. I mean, it's just so good.
Guitar solo is great.
Guitar solo is really good, but like the lyrics, it's one of those songs where like the lyrics just like it talked to me. You know what I mean?
I feel like he finally got it, like because he had Rock and Roll Rebel, he had was it We Rock or what's that called?
I Never Know Why.
Never Know Why, but I feel like he finally got the whole Rebel. Song, and he got it in this album, and we'll talk about the next album he got it right in. But he got it right with Breaking All the Rules.
Yeah, and Breaking All the Rules, it's so catchy, it's heavy. It basically, if you need to know who Ozzy Osbourne is and what he's about, that song is the perfect example. And like I said, things about it, like I get where Ozzy's coming from. I kind of live by it in a sense, you know. It's like I said, it was just a song that spoke to me. It was one of those songs that got me on a deeper level. And, you know, anytime it comes on, if it ever comes on the radio, if I got it on the CD, it's one of those ones you don't skip, you don't change the station. You let it finish, and if you want to listen to something else afterwards, fine. But you gotta finish breaking all the rules.
Mine would be Miracle Man.
Also a great choice.
Miracle Man is the opening track. It kicks so much ass. The guitar solo is iconic.
Great way to start it,
The
too.
guitar riff is iconic. The idea of Ozzy saying "Screw you, Jimmy Swaggart." It's just it's like rebellious Ozzy.
The thing I like about that song...
Also, the music video is ridiculous.
Yeah, but the thing I like about that is I believe the song was written after Jimmy Swaggart apologized, and the fact that Ozzy basically said "fuck your apology." You gotta love Ozzy. I mean, he was definitely topical. You know, he was a master of timing too. Most artists, if they did a song like that, by the time it came out, it would have been totally like old news. But the thing is like, you can still apply it to stuff nowadays. Maybe the names and the faces may have changed, but the problem remains.
Least favorite song for me is Devil's Daughter, Holy War. I don't like this song much.
Really?
I don't like this. Also, let's say no. I don't really like Crazy Babies that much. I'm not really crazy for Crazy Babies.
Really? I like Crazy Babies, and I like Devil's Daughter. I think Devil's Daughter is probably the heaviest song on the record. That drum beat during the chorus, oh.
I just don't think Devil's Daughter is...
I
mean, you're going from... I like Crazy Babies. I'm not crazy for it, but it's fine. It's good for the album.
But the Crazy Babies never say die.
I know. I mean, so between those, like Devil's Daughter just kind of feels weird and forgettable, and just.
I disagree on that. I wouldn't go that far. But my only critique with Devil's Daughter is I don't like the crying baby sound at the end, near the end. That one I don't get. But whatever. I really like that song.
Also, Hero is very. I forget about Hero all the time.
Oh. Man, we must have differing opinions on how good this how much we like this album.
Like. I keep forgetting Heroes in. I don't think it's a bonus track.
I love every song. My least favorite. I'm gonna say least favorite, not worst. Is gonna be Bloodbath in Paradise.
Okay.
That's the one song that I never remember from this album. I forget that it's on there.
That's actually what I remember.
I forget that it's on there. I forget the title. And I always forget how it goes. But every other song in here, I at least remember how it goes.
My pick for underrated song is Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky, great song.
It builds up and it just got a great, vocal melody. It's got a great guitar riff. It's got a great bass. Everything is great in that song. And I don't feel like no one talks about it as much.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, this album, when it comes to like how it seems like the only songs that people really talk about are like Miracle Man, Crazy Babies, and Breaking All the Rules because those got videos.
Hey Joe, I already exported that on that flash drive.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them, all 3 episodes.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
But no, if for me underrated, it's a tie, but I'm gonna pick one. It's between Demon Alcohol and Tattooed Dancer.
Those are all great songs.
The thing is I'm gonna give it to Tattooed Dancer over Demon Alcohol. Demon Alcohol is a really great heavy song, but the thing with Tattooed Dancer is like even if people talk about this album, and I've had conversations with people about this album, and they either are like Tattooed Dancer's okay. Tattooed Dancer has a great rhythm. It's very catchy. Like this is probably the poppiest you'll ever get out of Ozzy in the '80s, without question. And I thought the song was just really good, great rhythm. I don't really know what all Ozzy's talking about, but I think this song is totally underrated. What was the? Oh no, that's in a later song. That's in the next album. The song I was thinking of. But yeah, no, like I disagree. No disrespect. I totally disagree with you about how you feel about like Hero and Devil's Daughter and stuff like that.
I'm not saying I hate Hero. I'm saying I forget about.
And the thing about Hero that I like is like it's essentially like a love letter to the fans. It's like a song that for the fans, basically saying like, hey, I like being your guy and everything, but like don't use me as your way of life, which is kind of weird because I did it anyway for it to an extent. But I like that it's probably the most responsible Ozzy song to me. It's almost like I feel like he finally listened to Suicide Solution. I was like, oh wow, I gotta make up for Suicide Solutions' message.
Also, I want to point out that this is probably one of the better Ozzy covers.
Yeah, this is one of the better better covers.
A lot.
I still gotta say though, I think Ultimate Sin is my favorite Ozzy cover.
Yeah.
But again, I'm more of a fan of artwork rather than pictures. I mean, it's essentially artwork, but you could tell it was a photograph that was edited. But it's still really good. And actually, the funny thing is, it's correct me if I'm wrong, it's the theme for the Crazy Babies video.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's No Rest for the Wicked. Let's move on to No More Tears.
No More Tears. The best Zakk Wylde Ozzy record.
It's
in my opinion.
It came out August 17th, 1991. Dwayne Barron, John Purdell were the producers. Same lineup. This album is, like you said, is the best Zakk Wylde album.
This album
is the best album Ozzy's done in 20 years.
This was the Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman of the 90s. I mean, I'm going in order on this one, but I mean, how do you pick a bad song on this one? You got Mr. Tinker Train. I don't want to change the world. Mama, I'm coming home. Desire. No More Tears. S.I.N. Hellraiser. Time After Time. Zombie Stomp. AVH. And Road to Nowhere. I mean, these are great songs. Not one bad song.
Even the bonus tracks are great.
Yeah,
we'll get into them another episode.
Yeah, if you're going to pick this up on CD, get it with the bonus tracks because Don't Blame Me and Party with the Animals are fantastic as well. This album is probably the best example of bonus tracks on a record as well.
Yes.
Like, it's perfect. It's a perfect record.
I really like this. This is also supposed to be his last album.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be his final album.
Oh, yeah.
Led to No More Tours, which is great. I feel like that was a great. I think that was the right idea why they named it No More Tears.
Yeah.
Just to do that.
Which is kind of interesting considering...
Sucks for Zakk.
Which is kind of interesting because, like 1991, so like 91, 92, maybe even 93, he was going to hang it up. And now here we are, 2018, and he's on his last tour.
I think my favorite song... it's in between No More Tears and Mr. Tinker Train for me. It's in between. I want to pick No More Tears because that bass line is so good.
And it's one of the more unique Ozzy songs.
Yeah, it's a very dark song.
It's a dark song.
Great music video too.
The music video is great. It's almost like it's so like weird. It's like you don't know if you're supposed to laugh or think. Where like the woman like she's crying so much that the room is like filling up with water and she's drowning.
Great build up to a solo. Great everything on that song.
To the best of my knowledge, it's probably one of the best examples of Ozzy like sampling using samples on a song. Because like I said, I'm not a big fan of like the baby noises in Devil's Daughter. Why they didn't use it for Crazy Babies, I don't get.
The hand in the bush.
But I mean, both those songs, No More Tears and what was the other one you said?
Mr. Tinker Train.
Mr. Tinker Train, both great songs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They're both very dark songs.
Yeah, because Mr. Tinker Train, is about a child molester, and then No More Tears is just about a murderer.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like? Is it like kind of like he falls in love with his victim or something?
It's like a capture murder thing.
My favorite song on this album is S.I.N.
Oh, that's actually
it's so catchy. It's got a great rhythm. It's really catchy. The lyrics are really good. It's really good. I was gonna pick Hellraiser.
That's the other part. It's the breaking all the rules.
The reason I didn't pick Hellraiser is as much as I love Ozzy, like singing wise, I prefer Ozzy's version, but musically, I prefer Motorhead's version. And they co-wrote it, so it's technically neither one is technically a cover. But no, S.I.N. is just so good. Just a great example of Ozzy's vocal range.
Thank you for picking that because that was gonna be one of my underrated tracks. Was that one? But S.I.N. is so good. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs.
My least favorite song.
I'll say it. Time After Time.
Oh no.
And also, I had two. Time After Time and AVH.
I was probably gonna do AVH. I'll do AVH again.
I feel like those are the weaker songs.
It's like Bloodbath in Paradise on No Rest for the Wicked. It's not that I don't dislike the song at all. I mean, I like it, but again, it's just one of those songs where it's like I forget it's on the album. Yep. I forget how it goes. Yep. Road to Nowhere. This is the most ballady Ozzy record because you've got Mama I'm Coming Home, you've got
Great
Time
song.
After Time, and you've got Road to Nowhere. So you've got 3 ballads on this song. And you know me, I'm a ballad guy, so for me, that definitely
But that's what I'm
helps.
saying. Like, you have Mama, I'm Coming Home, and you have Road to Nowhere. Both excellent. But then Time After Time, which is not as good.
I don't think it's not as good as Mama I'm Coming Home, but I really love that song. Like it hits you.
Underrated song. I think we'll all agree on this one. Mine is Zombie Stomp.
Yeah.
Zombie Stomp
And-
is so... Just like the build-up's kind of like a Rocky build-up.
The build-up is a little long, so I can understand why it's a little underrated for some people, because some people are probably like, I'm not dealing with this, and they change the song, but you shouldn't. It's the case of it's the case of that song that when you find out that the song you always skip is actually fire. That's the song.
Like you build it up, and then the build-up stops, and you hear the guitar.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, and I'm pretty sure it's Zakk Wylde, is the backing vocals.
Yeah.
Where Zakk Wylde just comes in, like, I don't know why, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then the chorus is just so catchy. It almost feels like Ozzy wanted to, like, tap into, like, some 50s rockabilly kind of thing with it. And, like, the last time was like, "You're the zombies now." Like, oh god, it's just such a fun song. It's like, I don't know, it feels like the Ozzy's, like, you know the song Locomotion?
Yeah.
To me, it feels like Ozzy's version of Locomotion
Also,
in
a nice
a way.
little shout out is that I love the guitar riff on Desire. It's like a chugging.
Oh, God, yeah.
The chugging, like.
Yeah, can we talk about this one a little more, just for like an extra minute? Because, like, Mr. Tinker Train, like, is very heavy, great way to start the record.
I don't want to change the world's great sense.
I don't want to change the world. I mean, again, another example of, like, really, like, a song, like, if you want to know what Ozzy's about, a great song.
Mama, I'm Coming Home, best Ozzy.
Mama, I'm Coming Home. You can't deny it. Desire, I mean, if that you talk about it sound like Rocky. Desire is like the Rocky of this album. Like, it's just, you listen to it and it just motivates you to just do whatever it is you want to do.
No More Tears, we talked about how great that is. SIN's great.
SIN, fantastic.
Hellraiser's great. Time After Time, to me, is okay. It's fine.
Zombie Stomp, we just talked about. AVH is what it is. And Road to Nowhere, yeah. I just like the line, like, the road to nowhere leads to me. I don't know what that means, but fuck it. I just like the way that sounds.
Yeah. So that's pretty much those Ozzy albums. Okay, ranking. My ranking is going to go Blizzard of Oz, No More Tears, Diary of a Madman, No Rest for the Wicked, Ultimate Sin, Bark at the Moon.
All right. Mine is going to be No More Tears, Diary of a Madman, Blizzard of Oz, No Rest for the Wicked, Ultimate Sin, Bark at the Moon.
Okay, so we're kind of similar there. We're similar on the bottom.
Yeah, but no.
Don't worry, that's going to change soon.
Yeah, well, one thing that's not going to change, this is my favorite Ozzy record. No More Tears, to me, is Ozzy's best record ever, and it amazes me that was going to be his last. But you know what? Honestly, no offense to the Oz man, considering where we went after that record, wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world if that was his last record.
So next episode, we are doing Osmosis from 95 and Down to Earth from 2001. I have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about that episode.
Yes, we do.
Those albums.
Yes, we do.
We're gonna get into that, and then we're gonna do basically March is gonna be wrapping up our Ozzy talk.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 weeks, so we do it every 2 weeks. So we're gonna do Osmosis, Down to Earth, and then we're gonna do Black Rain and Scream, and then we'll do a bonus episode.
We'll talk about our favorite Ozzy Osbourne bonus tracks.
On the albums, yes. We're not doing like those Undercover and the Prince of Darkness.
Oh yeah. No. Well, most of them weren't originals. Those are mostly covers.
Yeah.
But no, we're talking about original Ozzy bonus tracks. One that is going to be mentioned. I know some people in the comments down below are going to say that, like, well, that doesn't count. That's not a bonus record. That was a track from an EP. You said it all from I believe it's the Mr. Crowley EP.
Also,
we are counting that because it's an original and it was never officially released, so we are counting it and we're going to discuss it.
Also, Welcome Water.
and Walk on Water will
Yeah.
be discussed. Yes, it was on a soundtrack, but that song is fantastic.
Yeah, we'll get into that. And also leave in the comment section below what other artists we're going to do.
Yes.
We have we're already talking. Joe's going to come in. We'll do like maybe Nirvana. We're going to do all kinds of do rap albums, do death metal albums, do like grindcore albums, do something that like maybe we don't listen to or whatever. I'm willing to experiment. And
We'll try
more.
We'll try new stuff. We don't care.
As long as it's able to be gotten.
Yeah.
If it's like
A full discography being on Spotify definitely helps. As long and also we will only do EPs if it's a case of having like original material. So basically, if I know like the Offspring's first EP, all the songs from that were on their first full length album.
Yeah, I'm not
or some of them were on one and then some were on the other. We're just gonna skip the EP because it's more about the songs, not necessarily the specific recordings.
Also, I would love to just branch this show out, and maybe do like if you have an indie band to show us, and we like the indie band, we'll plug the indie band on like a special like bonus episode a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know in the comment section. We always want to improve this show or any other show. Leave in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe. Get that little bell so you can get this Criteria Connection, Video Shamers. You can get all kinds of things. We got a lot of things in the stew.
Yeah.
In the stew of Mint Condish. So also, if you don't want to do it in the comment section, you can always tweet us at Mint Condish MCP. Follow us on Instagram, Mint Condish Productions.
You can message us there too.
Yeah. So do all that and more on
Soon.
Mint Condish Productions.
That's right.
And I'm Swade Wade.
I'm Scott Savage, reminding you guys that rock and roll never forgets, and neither does Mint Condish. See you next time.